All right, we're at the very last one. 2 waves, a sea, and an earthquake should give us our tsunami, and we will have crafted an NFT in the game. Oh my god, it didn't work? Wow, wah, wah. How did that not work? What did I do wrong? That's pretty funny, guys, right? I had to look pretty sad. I had just lost 1 million Aether, and I was super bummed out and mad at myself. Then I spent 1 million more to actually make the item with the tool, because I figured out that the tool I was showing you can actually make the item. So I do have it, but that video was weird and clunky, and watching crafting is just boring. So let's not do that. Let's laugh at that moment of me wasting 1 million Aether, and let's talk about our planet so you understand what Aether is and how this game works. So our planet is a game on the Wax blockchain. It's really cool because you can do something that no other game has used to quite the same effect that I'm aware of. And if you know of one, tell me, because I want to see it. But it allows you to stake NFTs from their game and other games that are closely related to this community, and get rewards in money to be able to buy the stuff that is going to be in this game. At the same time, they're releasing a lot of different parts of this game and planning on growing it and growing it and growing it. And they're always creating never-ending sinks for the Aether crystal, which is why the crystal has gone on quite a run. And I'll be looking over the chart with you in just a moment. But first, let's just go through. This is a site. If you come here, you can check out their mission. You can kind of look at the idea that everything spawns from these 4 basic elements. This is really what creates the fact that you need a lot of Aether to create the other items in the game. Why would you want to recreate them? If you create them, you get one of the first 600. If you're one of the first 600 to create any element, you get an NFT of that element. And then you get to stake that element into the game, creating Aether, but also possibly proving that you are one of the legit OG players of the game, and that could lead to more unlockable content later. I imagine they are going to do something special for those of the people who are staking their NFTs as opposed to staking somebody else's NFTs. And also, every community that's added to this, the value that you can earn from those NFTs can vary at times. And I imagine that communities will have to show that they actually want to engage with the game. Otherwise, their rewards are going to be much smaller. And I'll show you kind of an example of the differences of how projects with a whole lot of tokens, or a whole lot of NFTs, I should say, get maybe a little bit less, while smaller creators who have really supported the project, their NFTs generate a whole lot more. So this just kind of gives you your best breakdown of how it works. You stake NFTs, you get the Aether, you buy the basic materials, you do some crafting, and you might get a wax and an NFT, or you might get nothing, which I showed you a good example of. So now let's go ahead and go to the staking tab so that we can talk a little bit about how you earn the Aether. I have a okay reward for Aether at 14,766 per hour. Some people would think that is really high, but there are people with over 100,000. I have not invested a ton into this purposely, but I was a collector of NFTs of 2 main people that helped me out, and that's Crypto Stash and Ken Bozak. I've talked about them before in some of my videos, especially in my video about my NFTs that I made, and I would love to see my list in my name listed in here, but I'm not at all a verified creator yet. I'm still a small YouTuber. I'm working my way up. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and maybe subscribe if you want to help support me. Now, some of the more popular things in here are like Cogs and Alien Worlds. Also, I think these Mutant Warriors, Monsters of Rap have been getting pretty popular. You have Ultra Rare. You have the Uplift World. If you're into Wax, you should know about a lot of these things. And then you have the R Planet packs and the R Planet elements. One of the cool things here is if you bought some of their original packs and you wanted to sit on them, like some people like to do, they're actually letting you stake the packs. I unfortunately was pretty early into this, but a little bit late. I did not buy the packs. I was still just getting into Wax. I didn't have a lot of Wax. I wasn't really down with the drops and how they work, and really paying attention to all the drops that happen on Wax is almost a full-time job. I still miss a whole bunch of them trying to be a content creator, working my regular job and doing other stuff. I missed one today and I was like, well, oh well, I was busy. It happens. It's gonna happen. So you just have to be aware that, you really have to be paying attention to when projects get listed on here too, because sometimes something gets listed and their NFTs can go up in value by a lot very quickly. Now I'm going to show you that quick example of how some of these bigger projects like Alien World, where I have 137 NFTs staking, earn very small amounts. So these only earn 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. These are commons. And then if you go over here, I think I have also a shiny, doesn't earn you anything extra. So a shiny common and a regular common are only at 0.3. An epic gets you 5 per hour. I have one epic sword that I picked up a while back. And we just keep scrolling through here. As you can see, a rare at 1.2. None of this is super impressive, right? You're like, how in the world do you have 14,000 per hour when that big game like that one doesn't give you that much? Okay, well, let me go ahead and show you now cogs. Cogs is also pretty popular. So I staked my cogs. Oh, wait, those are 0.4. Well, there's one at 1.6. I guess that's a little bit more. I'm going down here. Okay. Well, oh, 8. Okay, this isn't my one ultra rare cog, and it's able to get 8. So still not really the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And let me show you why I actually have a pretty good amount coming in. Crypto Stash. I bought all of his stickers when he first released them. I follow him. I like him. At the time, they couldn't do anything. Look at these numbers. So you got 20s on his common stuff. You got 50s on his more uncommon things. You have 500 on his legendary stuff. And I think he even might have one. There's another legendary I have. There's a legendary I have. Yeah, so he caps out at 500 per hour on his legendary cards that I have. I actually have a super mythic one, but that one's not listed here. Kind of a bummer. I got that because I collected his entire set, and so that one's pretty cool, but nobody wants it as much. It didn't double in value because you can't stake it. It's kind of funny. It's his rarest NFT, but we'll see what happens with that one eventually. And then I got my buddy Ken Bozak. I got really lucky, and I just decided to buy a whole bunch of Ken stuff because he kept teasing us in his videos that this stuff was going to be worth something and going to be and put into other games. And so as I go through these, you can see there's 200s, there's 80s, there's 200s. This one's 1,000, which is pretty cool. And I did buy a lot of them sometimes. Apparently I was the only one awake during the Pokemon event, so I got a whole bunch of those. It's hard to get them now. I had to buy this one off the secondary market, but luckily I have so many. I basically sold one of these and then added a little bit of wax and got one of these. I'm trying to make sure I keep up with his collection, but he's getting extremely popular, so it's pretty hard. But, getting back into the game just kind of just shows you how you get your staking. So now, elements. How are the elements? What are the elements? What do they do? So if the element is lit up like this, it means it's been discovered. Now, it would be nice if they added a color code to the game to let you know if crafting an element would get you the item. It would also be nice if you had some idea how to craft these, because the normal way you try to do this is you go ahead and you go, okay, so how would I make mud? So I go to the shop. What elements, you need 4 to do a combination, what elements would get mud? Now, it might take you a little while to guess this, but mud is actually 2 earth and 2 water. But you might think mud is 1 water, 1 earth, and some fire. I don't know, that would be weird. That'd be more like clay, right? But still, they're all listed here. You can go through them. And these ones at the bottom that are dark, nobody's figured out how to make. Now, why is it so hard to figure out how to make these? Well, obviously, look, this is a beach. How do you think you would make a beach? It would be extremely hard. So let's go ahead and show you the tool that I used to try to make my items and how I track what is able to be made and which NFTs you can make. And I'll link this tool to you. So this is the Our Planet tools that was made by one of the fans of the game. And it's a pretty cool thing because you can log into this tool and then you can build the items if you wanted to build them. And it shows you how much Aether you would need to have in your account to make it. Now, because I just wasted 1 million Aether and then bought 1 million more to actually make a certain item, I only have 52,000 Aether in here. So I cannot make any of these cool items that cost 2 million, that cost 1.9 million, a beach costs 1.3 million. But as you can see, I have it sorted by ascending how many NFTs are left. So that means you still have some time to maybe save up if you want to be an owner of a Compass NFT, if you wanted to be the owner of a beach, if you wanted to be the owner of an alarm. You can go down here a little more and we'll take a look at the one that I messed up on. This is the tsunami. Now the reason I messed up on this is because I made a nice chart. I charted out everything I had to make. It was really cool, and I accidentally put a sea instead of an ocean right here. So I did an earthquake with 2 waves and a sea, and I got nothing. Oh. But Then I went ahead and bought the 1.6 million A Ether, and for the first time ever, I decided to try to use this tool. So I'm going to show you a quick example using this tool, but I'm going to do it for a very basic element, just so you can see how it's done, because I can't afford to make anything else right now. So, a basic element in the game would be something that combines 4 of the regular elements. I'm actually not going to craft this one because I don't think garbage is used for anything. It's kind of a funny one. But eventually, if I want to make something else, I'll probably need like a pressure in my box. And I don't know when I'll be deciding to make something else again, but I can go ahead and show you how this would be done. So the first thing you have to do is you have to log into the site. I'm already logged in, otherwise it would be showing you a login button. Once you do that, you find the item that you want to build. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try this different. Let's go ahead and try one of the big ones. So a compass. So if I wanted to build a compass, it would come up here and it would tell me exactly what I need. 56 fires, 32 airs, 104 earths, 100 and then 40 waters. And it would cost this much A Ether. So I would click this button and it would purchase it. And then a new button comes up that says, would you like to craft this item? You hit yes and you watch it craft. Now, one of the problems, ever since they added the CAPTCHA, this is going to time out at one point. But even though it timed out at a couple points, and I had to wait and then press the button again, do a CAPTCHA to get it running again, it was able to keep track of what I had already created, and it did make me all the way down until I got my tsunami. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you that as we go take a look at the game now that I've shown you the tool really quick. This one, you might want to build them manually and just use this to let you know what you need to buy, and then it lists, it also lists everything you need to make. So the first thing you would make is mud. The second thing you'd make is mud. Then you'd make a rain. Then you'd make an energy. Then you'd make a plant, a pressure, and you just go right down the list, and you would go back to the game, go back to the generator, and actually do it after buying all of your items that you need from the shop. As you can see, I do have in my generator a tsunami because I did go ahead and buy the extra 1 million to make this because I wanted to show you an example. Normally you would need 1 million to make the tsunami, and then you'd be able to get it in your inventory. So if something else later on comes back that needs any of these things I have crafted, I've already got this 1 million A Ether in here. So hopefully somebody finds a recipe that needs the tsunami in it, and it's not the very end of the tsunami chain, and I'm able to then put it into the generator with some other things and then construct something. But for now, this is just the different pieces I have, and I'll go ahead and now show you in the staking calculator how much that $1 million item, 1 million A Ether, not dollars, that would be funny, actually craft. So when you have, these are the ones that I have that I've staked. Now most of these I created myself by buying the items and creating them. So a few of them I bought them off the market when people were selling them really, really cheap. As you can see, the numbers are not super impressive for the easier ones. They're only giving you 5. For the stuff that takes a little bit more to make, you're getting in the 90s or the 30s or the hundreds. And this tobacco one I got is 255. Now, this one's kind of interesting because the tobacco one, maybe because I got it early, it has a different border. I need to look into, I think I somehow got an uncommon of this. I don't fully understand that. And it's one of the things I'm still going to be learning about this game and doing more videos in the future. But here's the tsunami. It gets 32 A Ether per hour. So you could do some math there, and it will take almost forever to get my money, my A Ether back. Now, getting your money back if you purchase the A Ether is not even guaranteed because you would need the game to stay popular. Oops, that's 1 0 too many. So that's how much A Ether that cost. Right now it makes 132.5 per hour. So it would take 8,000 hours to pay me back. Let's go ahead and divide that by 24 because it does stake all the time. It will take 333 days. So in about almost a year, this will have created enough A Ether to pay me back completely. So crafting the items is interesting as far as it will eventually get you your money back or your A Ether back. I need to say A Ether back because the price of A Ether could go up from here or go down from here. We don't know for sure. So if we go back to the regular part of the game, we can kind of talk about where they are and where they're trying to go. Sorry, this video is going to be a little bit longer, but I am trying to introduce a new game to you. So if you stuck around for this long, hopefully you're getting some value for this. So let's take a look at the roadmap. So eventually this game is going to be a full-on game, including battling of some kind. So they started by just introducing the crafting. This was a way to get their game going. They recently did the first part of their land sale for community members. They're going to be doing another land sale that's open to anybody and will be first comes, first serve. It'll probably sell out in like 2 seconds. So if you want to get into that, you really need to start following them. Join their Telegram. Be aware of when that is coming. Then after the planets are out and going, which they're actually already running because they're rewarding their community members. They did a whitelist sale where only if you had played the game you could get land. I didn't get one. You could then open your land. You could get your land to start producing something new, which is materials. The materials are going to be used for building the buildings. That's going to be starting soon. Then we're going to see the next thing that's going to happen is the Mars primary elements mining. So this is where you're going to be able to get new elements into the game, which is probably going to be used with old elements in the game to craft even new items. So as long as they keep creating a new level item tier that needs to be crafted, they're going to create bigger and bigger and bigger numbers. You're not going to need 1 or 2 million Aether to craft an item. You're going to need 3 or 4 million. And the other part that I didn't really talk about is that you own one of the 600 NFTs that are in the game for that item. So you own one of 600. And eventually, if they introduce anything special, like, hey, maybe you need to own 10 of our NFTs to be able to do something, or you need to own 20. Or if you're an owner of one of our NFTs, then, or a certain amount of them, then your land produces 1.1 10% more minerals or 20% more minerals. There's a lot of different things that could be introduced. This is all just guessing by me, but I have a feeling those will be giving you some kind of special abilities in the game. So right now we're kind of in the mix of the last 2 parts of this and colonization. These could be done and I just didn't know it, but I don't really know if their super secret came out yet. If somebody did, comment it please below. Let us know what the super secret was. And then eventually here, now we all have we're staking our Aether. You've got your land. You've built your buildings. You have gotten your robots created. And now it's time to play the conquest game. We don't know what conquest will exactly be. Will you be fighting each other? Will you be fighting someone else? Will you just be trying to take over a map that is just to you because it could just be a single player game? Probably not. I imagine it's going to be some kind of battling back and forth between other people to maybe not take over lands, but maybe take over the production of land or hurt the production of minerals on a land. We will tell. Time will come. But this game has garnered a lot of people playing it. It has really gone on quite a run. It is really, I would call it right there in the top 2 games on Wax, right next to Alien Worlds, which has a whole lot of hype and Our Planet does not. And it probably should, because this idea of letting people stake their NFTs to get into this game brings community after community after community after community into this game. You need more players for your game? Well, make a deal with a new NFT project, put their NFTs stakeable in your game, and those players are going to be over here. They're going to be earning the Aether. They're going to be part of your community, and hopefully they'll start to play. So we're going to go ahead and end this by looking at the chart. So Aether, we are on a 4-day chart, so this kind of gives you a good idea of the ride this has been on. Now this is Aether to Wax, and Wax has been on its own up and down, so it's not. You have to take that into effect, but this has gone up from 0.0005 Wax when Aether first came out, given Wax was more expensive back then, all the way up to now it's peaked a couple times at 0.001 Wax, and it's got right now sitting at 0.007. Now just to do a little bit of quick math for you to give you an idea about how much Wax you can get. So I'm getting 14,700 per hour, and it's currently at we'll call it 0.007, just to 3 O's and a 7. I'm earning 10 Wax an hour. Wax is around 22 cents or something like that right now, I believe. I guess I could double check that on CoinGecko. This is the end of the end, so I think only a few people will still be here. Ooh, Super Farm. That was a bad buy, guys. No, I think it'll recover. Wax, oops, is sitting at, ooh, it's down to 16 cents. Yeah, I forgot everything is down right now. So it's about $1.60 an hour. Not too bad just for staking my NFTs, and I am earning a cryptocurrency, so I can hold it hoping it goes up in value, or I can just sell it and get a few dollars back. You don't know. That actually makes me feel a little bit better about the fact that I didn't waste quite as much money when I sold my 1 million Aether and yesterday and accidentally didn't make an item. So that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys. Have a good day.